secrets of the past.
When you hear the word vampire, one name rises from the mist: Transylvania. This mountainous region of Romania has become inseparable from tales of the undead. But is there any truth behind the legends? Or is it all just gothic fiction? In this video, we dive deep into the origins of the vampire myth, its real historical roots, and the evidence, or lack thereof, that surrounds the mysterious figures said to walk among the living long after death. Transylvania is a historical region in central Romania, surrounded by the Carpathian Mountains. It's a place of stunning landscapes and well-preserved medieval architecture. But to the outside world, it's best known as the home of Count Dracula. The image of Transylvania as a dark, supernatural land comes mostly from Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. Yet, the roots of the vampire myth go back centuries before Stoker put pen to paper. One of the most misunderstood figures in history, Vlad Tepes, also known as Vlad the Impaler, was a 15th century prince of Wallachia, not Transylvania, but a neighboring region. Vlad earned his nickname due to his brutal methods of punishing enemies, often impaling them on stakes. Though there is no evidence he drank blood, his violent legacy likely helped inspire vampire folklore. Bram Stoker used the name Dracula, derived from Vlad's father, Vlad Dracul, but admitted he knew little about the real historical figure. So while Vlad the Impaler wasn't a vampire, his blood-soaked reputation contributed to the myth. Long before Dracula, Slavic and Balkan folklore included tales of undead creatures who rose from the grave to feed on the living. In Romanian tradition, these beings were called strigoi. What is a strigoi? A strigoi is a troubled spirit that has left the grave. They are said to drain the vitality of their victims, cause illness, transform into animals. Belief in strigoi was taken so seriously that in some regions, graves were reopened and corpses were mutilated or burned to stop the creature. Historical accounts. One of the earliest documented cases comes from 1725 in Serbia, where a man named Petar Blagojevic allegedly returned from the dead and attacked villagers. The Austrian authorities documented the case, including the exhumation of the corpse, which reportedly looked fresh and had blood at the mouth. These reports, while likely due to natural post-mortem changes, spread panic throughout Eastern Europe. Today, many aspects of vampire folklore can be explained through science. 1. Decomposition misunderstood. Before modern embalming, corpses could swell, shift, or bleed as gases built up, leading people to believe the dead were feeding. 2. Diseases. Rabies can cause hypersensitivity, aggression, and biting behavior. Porphyria, a rare blood disorder that causes extreme sensitivity to sunlight and red-colored urine. In folklore, this was interpreted as bloodthirst. 3. Premature burial. Cases of people mistakenly thought to be dead, only to return later, were surprisingly common in the past. Coffin designs with bells or air tubes were sometimes used. Throughout Eastern Europe, archaeologists have found graves with clear signs of anti-vampire rituals: stakes driven through the chest, iron bars placed across the body, garlic or thorns in the mouth, decapitated corpses. In 2012, archaeologists in Bulgaria uncovered two 13th century skeletons with iron rods through their chests. The practice was not symbolic, it was preventative. In Romania, similar graves have been found in places like Cluj and Sighisoara, incidentally, the birthplace of Vlad the Impaler. These practices weren't based on horror fiction, they reflected real community fears. Though most people today don't believe in literal vampires, the myth continues to shape culture. In rural areas of Romania, belief in strigoi persists in older generations. Some villagers still observe funerary rituals to prevent a loved one from turning into a strigoi. The Dracula tourism industry also plays a role. Bran Castle, often marketed as Dracula's Castle, sees hundreds of thousands of visitors annually. While Vlad never lived there, the myth continues to fuel curiosity. Even beyond Romania, vampire culture thrives in movies, books, games, and even real-life vampire communities. What we know: vampire legends existed centuries before Dracula. Vlad the Impaler was brutal but not supernatural. Medical science explains many vampire-like symptoms. Archaeological evidence confirms anti-vampire practices. Yet the enduring power of the myth tells us something deeper. That across cultures and time, humans have always feared what comes after death. The vampire is a symbol of that fear. Vampires may not exist in the way legends describe them, but the idea of the undead has been present in our lives for centuries, in history, in rituals, and in our imagination. What do you think? Is the myth of vampires just superstition? Or is there still something lurking in the shadows of history? If this video intrigued you, like it, subscribe, and comment below. Would you spend a night alone in Transylvania? Stay curious. Thank you for watching.